Hey, everybody. Welcome to this live event. We're talking about Midwest Geobash tonight. And with all the hype and things going on around the 2020 events, we still have things to do in 2019. And one of those great things is Midwest Geobash, the one event that I really look forward to every year. And ever since I started camping for the 4-day weekend, it has become what I like to call summer camp for geocachers, especially for me as we get together and see old friends and meet new friends and experience the same event, but it's different every year. There's something new, whether it's the heat or the cold or the rain or the no rain or new cachers coming in. It's a great event. And if you've never been to Midwest Geobash, make this the year that you go because it's going to be a great year, like it is every year. So tonight we have with us Soul Walk 74. This is Mike, and
Hello.
he is from Illinois, and he is I'm going to call him a Midwest Geobash newbie. I won't call him what I called him earlier because this is a family-friendly show.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike is going to have some questions for Ian a little bit later on as a newbie coming in. And then we've got geocaching with Halemeister. Where'd he go? He disappeared on me. Are you there? There you are. And
Hello.
Jason is going to be asking some questions for us. Oh, there you are. I see you. And then our main guest tonight is Ian. And what is your caching name?
On a boat.
On a boat. I didn't know if that was your caching name or just something you like to call yourself when you're by yourself.
Yep.
So Ian is our main guest tonight, and he's one of the organizers. We tried to get a whole bunch of them on here, but they're all busy, and that's understandable this time of year. But Ian is our main guest, and he's going to be telling us all about Midwest Geobash, answering some questions. And so, Ian, before we turn you over to Jason, just give us a quick rundown of maybe how Midwest Geobash got started and how you got to where you are today.
Ooh, okay.
If you can, do the best.
Yeah, no, so it's 15 year long story. So I'll try to give you the highlights, right? So the event was started back in 2005. It was kind of meant to be, and this is before my time, so I'm gonna tell you the way it was told to me, right? It was meant to be a casual get together of geo friends, right? And the group that was organizing it, they decided they were going to all get together at the same time at Harrison Lake State Park in Northwest Ohio. And over time, the event went through a couple different names, and they added more and more different local organizations that were joining them and participating and helping with the event. And as the region of I guess groups and attendees grew to most of the Midwest, it just became the Midwest Geobash 2005. And that was the only year that the event wasn't a mega event. In 2006, they moved the event. I believe in 2006 it was in Davisburg, Michigan. And the event was the first one that was published as a mega event in 2006. This is the first event to be published as a mega event. They retroactively went back and made 2006 Woodstock 2 months earlier a mega event, so that was technically the first mega. But we do have that distinction. So the event ended up moving to Indiana. And then finally in 2009, they brought it back to Northwest Ohio to where the event currently is at the Fulton County Fairgrounds. And at that point, the event was just growing rapidly. The amount of people that were attending was just growing by leaps and bounds. And they finally found a home for the event. They could support the growth that they were seeing, could have everybody camping on site there. They had room for all the activities, room for all the store swag, all the stuff that they were doing at the event, and turned out to be kind of the home of the event. And that's where we've been ever since there. So gone through a handful of themes over the years. Obviously we do different theme, different mascot every year. You know, we've gone through a few different groups of folks running the event. I got involved myself. This would be my third year involved on the actual like organizing of the event. Before that, I was just a volunteer like everybody else and an attendee. Yeah, this is my favorite event, and I wanted to make sure it kept going. I stepped up to get more involved, and here we are. So
good. So before I turn you over to Jason,
sure.
Looking at the camping, this will be my fourth year camping. Even as a day tripper, I don't think I've ever seen the camping completely filled.
Right.
And now even with Area 51, I think is a larger camping area than it has been in the past, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So there's still plenty of room for people to come and camp.
Yeah, there always is. So we have our squatters' rights, obviously, and that kind of guarantees people that camped last year first dibs on the same spot if they want it. So generally those fill up quite quickly. But there's, even at the event itself, we still sell campsites. It's a little bit more expensive if you book a site at the event than it is to book it up front in the next 2 weeks. But there is camping available. In terms of hotels and things like that, those generally fill up earlier in the season. I'm not sure the availability there still. But we if anybody decides to come in the next 2 weeks, there's still room for you, and we'd love to have you. So there's always space.
Yeah, where we camp there in, I think it's row K or whatever, that section right across the road from us is maybe 3 or 4 campsites there, that the rest is usually pretty much open.
Yeah.
Except this year we're going to have Vlogger Town there, I think, with 5 of us.
Awesome.
5 vloggers, maybe 6.
Very
if I
cool.
can talk her into coming. So
very cool.
Okay, I'm going to turn you over to Jason, and I'm going to let him ask you a few questions here.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I was just looking at the event schedule here. Obviously, the fairgrounds open Thursday. What time is the earliest time that people can show up and start pitching their tents and setting up their campers?
10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock Thursday morning, we open the venue. Yeah, so anybody that has a campsite, they can set up their campsite from 10 a.m. Thursday morning until we tear down the fairgrounds Sunday morning. So camping's good all weekend. So.
Okay.
That was the easiest question yet.
Any more?
And there's an event that night, that's correct, at 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
An ice cream social event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
It's cutting out a little bit on my end.
Yeah, it's cutting out here too, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, now you're gone.
The joys of technology.
We can see you.
Can't hear you though.
Hey, I think I'm lagging a little bit. Hang on a second. I'll come back.
I think he was asking about the.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come back.
Just go ahead and tell us about that.
The ice cream. Yeah, I think he was asking about the ice cream event. Yeah, so for a few years we actually did a potluck event at Bash on Thursday, and what we found was that didn't always go over too well. Like there wasn't a lot of participation in the potluck, so folks that were planning on attending they're kind of disappointed in the selection of potlucky items, right?
Mhm.
So last year we made the group decision to, put together an event for folks to come out. It's basically like our kickoff to the event. Like, yeah, we're there all day Thursday, but when we get to Thursday night, we're lighting the fires and we're really kicking off the event and kind of getting into the weekend. So we're gonna have ice cream available. Neo Geo, the local group here in Ohio, where I am, Northeast Ohio Geocachers. They're actually our event partner. They're the ones that are going to be hosting that for us and distributing the ice cream and everything. So I'm excited for that. And so basically at 7:00, everybody's welcome to join us up at the north end of the fairgrounds. We'll be giving away cups of ice cream, and I'm going to raffle off some prizes and hopefully have a good time like we did last year. It was a really good turnout last year. I was excited. So
You said that's Friday?
that's Thursday,
Thursday.
at 7 p.m. Yeah. So it'll run until probably close to 10. I think that's what I did last year. And then at 10:00 we have, our nightly fires that keep going for the rest of the night. So.
And Area 51.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah. Yes. So what happens at Area 51 on Thursday night?
Aside from the ice cream social, because that's actually at the same location as Area 51. Area 51 itself on Thursday is just kind of a casual nighttime get together, right? So it's more of just a social area in the evening. You're welcome to bring your own beverages and water if you prefer.
And water.
and water. Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, all of the above, right? So
yeah.
It's so there's not anything that we specifically are providing or doing that night. So that'll just be kind of like a BYOB social hangout kind of thing that night. So.
All right.
But you can still get a shot from a certain lackey. Is my understanding?
Not lackey. Let's see, lackey. No, I don't think that's Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah. There's things that we're doing on Friday and Saturday where that might be a possibility.
That was just a rumor that I heard on a forum somewhere.
Oh. It's happened in the past. I will tell you that it has happened in the past multiple times. So
I gotta say, last year as Halemeister and I were there, strange things can happen in Area 51 that probably wouldn't happen normally in a social setting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course.
They call it Area 51 for a reason, I suppose, huh?
Yeah.
What else?
All
What
right.
other questions?
What do you got there, Jason?
I don't know where you guys left off here. You got
We just ended with Thursday night, Area 51.
Okay, sorry about the lag in there. I'm obviously in a different room now.
It's okay. Welcome back.
Thank you. So Friday, we got a poker run. Let's talk about the poker run. Starts at 10:00, and what can people expect?
So poker run. That's probably one of my favorite things at the event. So
Mine
first
too.
things first. This year is the first year that I know of that the poker run is actually an event. So you can actually get a smiley for participating or coming to the poker run itself.
Nice.
So I wanted to try to do something to get people a smiley for that. So poker run's gonna be the same process as it was in the past. You're going to start at the fairgrounds. There's going to be a kind of poker run launch at the fairgrounds at the main arena there at Spangler. You can pick up a game card. And for those of you that are watching the show that have pre-registered, there's and those of you that haven't registered, there's a way to when you register online, choose if you're doing the poker run or not. That allows us to know ahead of time to pre-print a game card for you so that you don't have to wait in a longer line on Friday when the poker run's starting. So I would encourage everyone that's planning to participate to make sure that you register for the poker run ahead of time so we can get that done for you.
How far do you think the stops are going to be from each other this year?
It's hard to say. We're still working out a couple of them.
Okay.
Do you recall how far they were apart last year? Because I didn't.
There's some were down in Archibald, and some were I don't know. It's probably like 10, 15 miles at the most. I bet.
Yeah.
That's about the same. I believe.
See, what was the town? There's a town right down Grand Rapids, Ohio. No,
I don't know. Grand River.
There's a little town right down on the river south. Like, I don't know. It's kind of made a V. Where I don't know. It seemed like that was about 15 miles or so. It was
I'm not
pretty
sure.
good hike. Anyway,
I can't. I do know that I don't think it's going to be further. I didn't get to do it last year. I was on site doing some back end poker run stuff, so I didn't get to actually participate. And the other organizers are the ones that put together all the stops. But I do know that they have some really good stops planned this year. So speaking of stops, so for those of you guys that haven't attended in the past, the idea of the poker run is, you get a game card at the start. And then there's 7 locations to visit, and at each one of those, you'll get a barcode game piece that equates to a playing card, Ace of Spades or Jack of Hearts, things like that. And then at the end of the poker run, you bring it back, we scan it, and we tell you what kind of poker hands you have, and we give away prizes to people with the best hands, and we actually give away a prize to the worst hand with at least 5 cards. So
right. And if you have a bad hand, you better stick around, because I think a couple of years ago, the people with the worst hand were there for like the longest time, and then they left.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes before they announced the worst hand, and somebody else got the prize.
Yeah. Yeah. And last year was the first year that we added additional prizes, because for years we had, probably 700 or 800 people going out on the poker run. And then we would give away 3 prizes to the top 3, and then 1 to the last person. So we did give away four prizes to 700 people. So last year we started a new thing where we had, I don't know if you guys can see this. We had poker chips made. So these were, so you can see this here, Midwest Geobash 2018 poker run. So we had poker chips made last year for.
Are those trackable?
They are, yeah. So here I don't know if this is activated, so I'll cover up the last couple letters or whatever, but it has a tracking code on it there.
That's cool.
So we made poker chips last year and gave them away to the next 100 hands. I believe. Yeah, it was the top 100 were able to get poker chips, and they could pick them up at the event store. So there's just another way for us to give away more prizes, and it seemed like we had a pretty good response. People seemed to like getting free trackables. I didn't know that was, who knew, right?
Right.
So we got a couple questions in the live chat.
Cool.
The one I'm going to answer for you for Cash Line is, all the locations are, you have to get in your car and drive. They're in different towns. There's the 7 locations are all in different towns in the outlying area. The other question comes from Cash Canada, who's supposed to be with us tonight, but has to work. His question, he's working and watching, and so anyway. So his question is, where can you check if you registered for the poker run?
Okay, so on the website MWGB.org, there's, once you log into the site, there's a tab on the purple bar at the top. It says registration. If you hover over that and go to, I want to say step 3, register your party, you'll be able to see each person in your party that you've registered. You'll be able to see, it gives like their name, their caching name, how many bashes they've been to, their age, and then whether or not they're going to be playing in the poker run. So as long as you choose playing, because the poker run is a binary, it's either playing or not playing. So just choose playing, and we'll know that you're going to be participating in the poker run. We'll get you a card. So,
as far as the poker run is concerned, if somebody just happens to, they're supposed to work, they don't have to work, they find out they can go on Friday, so
Yeah.
they day trip it on Friday, and they show up at 9:30. Can
Yeah.
they still do the poker run?
absolutely. Yeah. As long
And
as they're, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And do they have to be a geocacher, an actual geocacher?
No, they have to be 18 or older. Obviously, Midwest Geobash, like anybody can join us. I'd like to think that most of the people that are there are going to be geocachers. We'll probably convince them to be a geocacher anyway. So they're going to have a good enough time that they're going to be caching with us the rest of the weekend anyhow. So they can come hang out and they can play the poker run with me. So. So the other thing I did mention this briefly just a second ago. To win the prizes in the poker run, you do have to be 18 or older. It's the only thing. But anybody can, if you haven't pre-registered, you can still get a card made. We'll hand make you one that's a playable card at the event, so you can still get one if you don't register in advance. So,
speaking of poker, I understand there's a Geo Coin poker game that night as well too. There, at the Fulton County Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
live poker actions where winners will walk away with a ton of geocoins. You want to go ahead and explain how people can play, get into that, and what else goes on during that?
Yeah, absolutely. So for a long time, we've had a geocoin poker game at the event. It's gone through a couple different hosts now, but currently Brian K-Blast is a local cacher in Ohio. He's going to be he ran the game last year. He's the guy in charge again this year. Basically, it's Texas Hold'em style poker. Your buy-in is 3 unactivated geocoins. So you have to sign up for the game, come to the game with 3 unactivated geocoins as your buy-in, and they have to be 3 different moderately cool geocoins. You can't just go to the store and buy 3 bash coins and throw them in there. Nobody wants that. So, so there's about 40 players. There is a sign up on the forums on the website, midwestgeobash.org. If you go into the forums and you're interested in playing, you can sign up there. So 40 people times 3 geocoins, there's gonna be about 120 geocoins in the pot for the winner of the poker game. There's a split, but you're gonna end up with a ton of geocoins. So the top 3, I believe, get some coins.
Nice.
So yeah.
Later on that night, there's a tinfoil hat party and bonfire near or in Area 51.
I saw that.
It's a special event or just a regular event as well too, on top of the mega there as well. It's hosted by Ohio Geocaching. Last year there was they had a bunch of rolls of tinfoil and people just walk up and just design it and decorate it however they want, put it on their head.
Yep.
Is that going to be the same this year too as well, or is there something different?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So that's a Midwest Geobash tradition. Tinfoil hat night at Area 51. It used to be on Thursday, but we wanted to make it more like a more lively event, so we moved it to Friday when there's some more people around because more people wanted to participate. So the idea is, we're at Area 51, right? So we need to protect ourselves with our hats. So come in, you make your best tinfoil hat, wear it around for the night, have a good time with your friends. Ohio Geocaching is hosting that. They're going to have a tinfoil hat building station, like you said. Tinfoil and probably some glow sticks and some other fun little things to make a hat out of. And then there's also going to be same as the ice cream event. We're going to have some prizes to give away, a couple little door prize raffles, things like that. So it should just be just a fun night. And then that's up at the Area 51 area. Kind of there's gonna be some bonfires going on at the time there, and then afterwards we kind of launch the actual Area 51 party. So
and that pretty much wraps up Friday, does it? Yeah, that's the end of Friday.
Do you want to talk about I was going to say, do you want to talk about the Area 51 party on Friday?
Yeah.
So, Neil, was that what you were going to ask, or you going to ask something different?
Well, I was going to quick step back to the poker run. We had a question. Can they still sign up for the poker run online right now? Or
Yes.
is that okay?
Yeah, registration's
somebody
still open.
Kathleen in the live chat said she didn't see a step 3. But I think if you're just in there and if you're registered, I think the drop, like if you hover your mouse over some of the menu items, it'll drop down. It'll show you, I think, where you can sign up or check your swag or something like that, or check your registration.
It's in the same area that you would purchase your swag items and book camping. There's 3 tabs. One says register people, one says buy swag, one says book camping. And if you scroll down, there's on that page under register people, it's step 2 of register people, where you can add your party members in there. And then there's a drop down off to the right that says poker run, yes or no. So
sure. Okay.
In that area.
Now, before So now, before we let Jason go at Area 51 on Friday, we decided Ian's got some stuff he wants to give away. He's got too much leftovers from last year. So for those in the live chat right now, we have 3. He's going to give away 2 packets, but we have 3 secret words that if somebody in the chat room happens to type one of these 3 secret words in their chat for some reason, you will win one of these packets. And if nobody says any of the secret words, then at the end of the night, we'll let Ian pull a couple names out of the hat to see who wins.
I was waiting for you to say that you win the pack if nobody guesses the words.
Okay, well, we can do that too. We'll divide it between Mike, Jason, and I. So
fair enough.
Oh, we got people already just throwing words out there.
throwing words out.
That might work.
We'll see what happens.
Perfect, Nugan. Nice try, Eric. All right, so now I'm going to have to keep my eye on that live chat. So go ahead, Jason. Why don't you kind of give your experience from last year on a Friday night, and then we'll let Ian explain what's going on.
Okay. First, real quick, before I do that, I see that Tick Magnet in the chat room says, "Is this a dog-friendly event? So are dogs allowed at the campgrounds?"
Yeah, for sure. So, ironically, we were actually just talking about registering. We actually have an option for registering fur babies on there. So under the age selection, you can actually choose pet, and you can actually register your little pup friend as well. So
okay, there you go.
Totally pet friendly. As long as they're leashed and up to date on all their stuff. So that's all.
Yeah. Great. Well, last year, I think the first time we went to Area 51 was Saturday night. Just being busy and everything, but they have 3 or 4 pits, or maybe even more than that, of firewood, and a guy comes along with a torch and just lights them all. And it's pretty sweet to actually watch that. And of course, there's music, and there's a beer tent. There was a wine tent as well too. Some bleachers for people to sit on and sit around the campfire, and all sorts of socializing going on. So bring some beer, bring some soda pop, whatever. Bring some water, just come up and socialize. Had a pretty good night in that last year, and I think we stayed out a little bit too late, but so it's fun. It's always fun to go out and socialize. You meet all sorts of people. Of course, it's just basically another geocache event times 10, maybe, and of course you throw in now people get with alcohol. Throw in a little alcohol, everybody kind of lets loose a little bit, and it's fun. It is what you make of it, and you don't have to stay the whole time, of course, but it's fun to hang out at night around the campfire and grab some snacks and grab some drinks, and just come up and see what's going on and have a good time and meet some people. So hopefully see everybody up there.
So before we go any further, we have a winner. We have one winner who has Jeff Morehouse, Pep Street.
He's a double winner, actually.
Yeah.
Like he somehow guessed everything, but
he got 2 of the words.
You only get 1 pack, Jeff.
He can pick that up at the event, right? You can just.
If he wants to, Jeff, if you want to come find me at the event, I'll have a bag for you.
He usually volunteers at
He'll be with me at the poker run for a while.
Poker run, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we got one more magic word out there. So, but go ahead, Ian. Go ahead and tell us about what really happens Area 51 on Friday. On that Friday night, yeah, Friday night.
Yeah. So Area 51 Friday night. So like we were talking earlier, we have Area 51 open on Thursday. It's not quite the same experience as it is on Friday because it's Thursday is much more casual. But on Friday, we light the fires with the opening ceremony. We have a great fire crew that manages all of our fires for us, make sure they keep going all night. And like Jason said, the actual lighting of the fires is pretty cool. They come in with these massive propane torches and get those babies burning in 2 seconds. So they get the fires lit. There's also a shot bar that we do. So that will be Friday. Yeah. So Friday night, Shaved Ewok is our Area 51 leader, and he's put together a shot bar, and anyone that is any event attendees that are over 21, we do check IDs, but you're more than welcome to come out Friday night, get your ID checked. We'll give you a wristband with some pull tabs, and you can go through the line, and each pull tab will give you a free shot from our Area 51 bar. So I do know at the bar it's
ding 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 ding. We got the second winner.
Which one? Oh, there we go. Is that Tim?
Tim Oteo 283. Medieval.
I'll probably see Tim in a couple weeks anyway, so he can. So we'll get that taken care of too.
All right. Go ahead and continue. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So where was I? Oh, so the Area 51 bar is themed along with the event. So there is kind of like a theme to it, right? There's a game that you can do. So I know that Shaved Ewok's got some fun plans for how to decide what actual drink you're drinking. So there'll be a little bit of a game with that. That'll be fun. But realistically, we're sitting here talking about, the shot bar and things like that. And yeah, it's a great fun time, but more so than just the drinking aspect. Not everybody wants to drink, right? But being at Area 51 Friday night is like the social event of the year for me, right? Everybody's there. Everybody's having a good time. You meet a lot of new people. People are just having a blast. So I would say, even if the drinking and Jeff Morehouse has shot ski. Yeah, there's group shots with the shot ski. But even if the drinking's not right up your alley, I would say it's still a great time. I'd encourage you to come out and hang out, and there's plenty to do still. There's yard games that are going to be out there and stuff. Even if it's a little dark, we'll try to have it lit up. There's cornhole and stuff like that. So plenty.
If you're a people watcher, it's a great place to be.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, you got any questions for Ian?
Yes, I do. Since we're on the subject of Area 51, I read something, I think it was on the forums, about something called 4x4 Jenga.
Okay.
And the first thing that came to mind was a bunch of old Jeeps that we found in a junkyard somewhere, and we're stacking them just right, or I don't know. I wanted to see what that was all about.
Yeah, so there was a geocacher that actually built out of 4x4 planks of wood, like I think 2 foot long 4x4 pieces of wood. He built a Jenga set, and it's very large. I don't know, life-size Jenga, you could call it. And they would put it under a tent at the Area 51 area there, and everybody would come up and try to play Jenga and watch these big 4x4s fall on everybody. So it was a really good time. I don't believe that he's bringing the Jenga game this year, from what somebody was telling me, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe if somebody knows him and somebody convinces him otherwise, then maybe Jenga will be back. So
I know him. Maybe I can sweet talk him.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So there you go. But yeah, that's what Jenga is all about. So it was a life size Midwest Geobash Jenga thing that one of our attendees created. So
it's got a high DT rating then.
Definitely high difficulty rating. Yeah, for sure.
I also, since we're on the subject of Area 51, my daughter wanted me to ask you a question about the flame throwing wielding warriors that are going to come out there and light these piles of wood. Are they going to be too hot to make some s'mores on? That's my daughter's question.
I've seen it done. I have seen people make s'mores and things and hot dogs and stuff on the fires at the after 10 p.m. Area 51. I've seen it done. The fires do get hot because they are big and they light up the whole area. That's kind of the intent, right? But I will say it can be done. Also, from starting at about 7 o'clock, we have during the other events, we have what we call our family-friendly bonfires. Those are a little bit smaller, a little bit more contained. And people come out there with the family, with the kids, put some chairs out, and make s'mores, hot dogs, things like that, and just sit there and relax while it's still dusky out. So I would say that would be the ideal time to do it, but it can definitely be done later. It's just more challenging. So
thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, should we work on Saturday and talk about Saturday?
Sure. Were there any questions in the chat about anything so far? I think I thought I saw a couple.
Something about gadget caches.
Let's see.
I guess before we get into Saturday, maybe we can talk a little bit about the geocaching in their area. New caches coming out.
Yeah.
I know the fairgrounds gets a new batch of caches, but in the outlying areas.
Yeah.
Because Friday, a lot of times if you're not doing the poker run, or even while you're doing the poker run,
oh yeah,
sometimes you stop for extra caches, and most people like to hit those extra favorite points and things like that.
Yeah, so there's actually a bookmark list that was recently shared to our Midwest Geobash Facebook page. So for those of you guys that follow our Facebook page, it's on there. The cacher by the name of OCCD put together a bookmark list of all of the new geocaches that have come out since last year's Geobash. There are a lot. The locals up there have done a awesome job of refreshing the area. A lot of caches that weren't well received in the past, maybe, or something like that, or were just kind of plain. They've really done a great job of refreshing them, theming a lot of them. Even there's a whole series of castle themed guardrail caches that are out there that go right along with the event theme this year. So yeah, there's going to be a lot to do. In terms of permanent caches, there's going to be a lot to do there. And then that doesn't even get into, obviously, we have the event GCs that we talked about, right? So you can get a couple smileys from the events. Going to be a lot of adventure labs, like always. So you can get some more smileys out of that. So definitely lots of smileys. I would venture to guess if you're Froggy, you could probably get 200 new smileys while you're there in 2 days. So.
Easy.
For sure. Yeah. If it's your first time, you can probably get 400 if you really want to. But
wow.
Go ahead, Jason.
I noticed there's a new geo art there as well, too. 85 or 86 pieces geo art in the shape of a dachshund. So
yeah,
if you're into that, they're easy solves. So,
yeah,
I like hot dogs.
Put that out.
Yes.
Cool.
Right.
Hey,
yeah. So go ahead and get started on Saturday.
Hey, Neil, real quick. There were 2 other questions that I saw. Somebody asked if we had a style yet for the GeoCoin. We do, and we sold it on the website. If Tom, if that's what you were curious about. Somebody asked if they could still get tickets for the treasure hunt and the path tag packs. Those will be available at the event store when the event store opens on Thursday. We did close swag sales online, so geocaching with T5M, if you were interested, you could still get that there. And
if you want them, you need to be there early.
Yeah, we should have enough in stock. So Thursday you can probably get what you're looking for. But as we get further down the weekend, some of that stuff does sell out. So, and last one was like you said, gadget caches. There's some gadget caches in the area, like permanent caches, and I do know that like last year. We have a great team putting together our adventure labs, and they're working on some gadgety kind of ones for that as well. So you'll be filled with gadgets. So
sweet.
Yeah.
I see on Saturday they have a treasure hunt. Now I know what that is, but maybe not everybody does. And is that a Saturday only thing?
Yes.
Or is that okay? And can you explain to people who maybe don't know what treasure hunt is, what that is?
Yeah. So the treasure hunt, it's a game we play every year. We sell tickets. So the tickets are sold for $5. We've sold some to folks that have pre-ordered, and we're gonna have more available at the event itself. And your ticket allows you one try at the treasure hunt arena, which is at the north end of the fairgrounds, where you can actually take a metal detector and dig for buried treasure, right? And I can actually show you guys this here to kind of give you a better idea. So what you're scanning for in the dirt at the arena with the metal detector is let's see if I can show you. It's a trackable T-shirt tag, which is basically this one's quite dirty, as you can tell. This was in the dirt. So it's a trackable T-shirt tag. And it has the design of our event T-shirt every year on it.
Oh, nice.
So we do this every year. So basically, your $5 buy-in gives you a guaranteed trackable out of it. Okay, so each play you're guaranteed to win a prize, and if this is the only prize you get, okay. Then, in addition to getting this, each packet has a barcode. And the barcode is then scanned in the treasure hunt arena, and specific tickets are labeled as prize winners. We give away tablets, GPSs, other big items like that. And then in addition to that, people that don't immediately win a prize, there's another ticket in there, or you can. I don't know if this was in there or if they give it to you. I think they've done it both ways in the past, but you get another ticket, and then we actually do a drawing at our closing ceremony Saturday evening for like a second chance drawing. So plenty of chances to win prizes. There's some really cool prizes, but even if you don't win a prize, you're still guaranteed to get a limited edition trackable for the event. So,
Ian, is that something that, say, I decide right now, I'm like, I don't really do, I don't know if I'm going to want to do it, but I'm there and I see everybody else having fun. I'm like, you know what? I want in that. Can I get in right there? Pre-order something.
Sometimes, yes. What I'll tell you is Saturday. So we have a limited number of treasure hunt tickets available at the event. So there's only 750. There's only 750 treasure hunt tickets available to play in the game. So we only have 750 of these little guys available out there to find. And then sorry, I lost my train of thought here. So we sell some online ahead of time, right? And then whatever's left over that we haven't sold online, we're going to have available Thursday some, Friday some, and then Saturday some. So on Saturday, when the actual treasure hunt event is taking place, there's probably going to be less tickets available than there were Thursday or Friday. There still could be some available. There have been in the past. I don't want to say it's not possible, but I'd say if you're considering it, I'd recommend getting a ticket ahead of time, either on Thursday or Friday when you're there. But it could still be available. Hopefully that makes sense the way I said that.
Yeah. And where do you buy the tickets at? It's at the event store?
Yeah, so we'll have the tickets available at the event store, the same place we sell all the coins and the event swag and things like that.
Makes sense.
So, yep. Cool.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I
Hey,
have one more. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
you
Mike.
go ahead. Okay.
No?
Just we're talking about all these medieval themes, and this year is the Raven, from what I've seen and heard. We're frankly having a difficult time finding any medieval items anywhere near us. There's no costume stores or anything. I mean, we could drive probably a couple 100 miles to a big city or something that has something like that. But we want to be creative and we want to enjoy that aspect of it since it's our first, big bash. But we're just a little confused on what we should do. So, any suggestions as far as what we could do for that?
So in terms of the costume contest or this campsite decorating or both?
Yeah, both, all of the above.
So for the costume thing, I could tell you I bought something from Party City, their online store. They had some medievally kind of things, so that could be an option for you. And I do know for campsite decorating, I haven't looked recently, but orientaltrading.com always has some cool stuff for campsite decorating.
Yeah.
That's where we've always gotten a lot of our venue decorations. But some of the best campsites that I've seen are always homemade something or other, right? So the thing that sticks out in my mind is somebody making a wall, like a castle wall out of plywood or something. I know it's gonna happen. Like I just have it in my mind. Like I know somebody's already got this built. They've got like they've got the mascot on there somewhere and like shields and coat of arms on this plywood, and they're gonna put it around their campsite. I know. So,
That's a good idea. Thanks.
yeah. No, I know the kind of people that decorate every year, and I know how creative they are, and I know that's something that they've probably already thought of 100 times. So, so hopefully I didn't ruin it by spilling the beans. Nobody told me they were doing that. I just made that up. So I'm sorry if I outed you, whoever you are.
Those geocachers are some very creative people, so it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Did you know, this is very strange, but I've been talking about MWGB 2019 since I don't know, January, maybe longer, with everybody at work, and most of them just kind of tuned me out. Oh, that's great, Mike, that geocaching thing.
Yeah.
But there's this one fellow that I work with that his brother is a physics professor at Indiana State University. And for whatever reason, he said, you're talking about the Midwest Geobiology Symposium at Indiana University, right? I'm like, wait, what? He said, yeah, MWGB, Midwest Geobiology.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, no. But then I thought to myself, man, maybe I should have said yes. They would have seemed smarter than I am.
There you go.
But I just thought you might want to know that there's another MWGB going on, one state to the east.
If I haven't heard from them yet, maybe we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What else you guys got? We're talking about Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah.
What other questions you guys have about Saturday so far?
My question
we
was,
haven't started Saturday yet, I don't think.
No. But each day I see that there's a digital logbook.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah. So Brian, one of our event organizers, he created that last year. And what it is we have a camera set up with a Midwest Geobash backdrop, and it's basically a kind of a photo booth, right? So if you've ever been to a wedding and you have those photo booths and stuff like that where you have like a background behind you and whatnot, and then the photos that we get from there end up on our website. So there's a lot of times there's like some props and stuff like there. You can put on like a little, have like a little knight sword or something, right? And those photos end up in our photo archives on MWGB.org, right? So MidwestGeobash.org. For those of you guys that haven't seen it yet, in the past year or so, I've created drop downs for 2018, 2017, 2016 that kind of house some of our photo archives from event photos. And there's a way that you can actually upload your own photos as well. And we have videos on there too. So, so the idea is that, as we go more and more into this digital age, right, instead of having everybody sign a notebook, that we would do something where, you could come in, get your photo taken with, I attended Midwest Geobash 2019 and do it digitally. So
is there a cost associated with that, or is it just something you can do for fun of it?
Yeah, that's our logbook.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It's we have the camera out there, and it's staffed, and
Nice.
and
Cool.
it's part of our information center. So there at our information center, where we have the museum and the travel bug trading and things like that, there's volunteers that kind of staff that area and can help you with the pushing the button and stuff like that, so they can get it set up.
Sweet. So
All right, well,
sorry, I was gonna say, so in this information building, you've got the digital logbook and the travel bug swapping area.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be a table for these people that do videos, vloggers or something.
That's what I've been hearing. So yeah, we're gonna have space set up in the information center area. I haven't figured out exactly where yet. So, but I believe I have a big enough space to give you some room there. But yeah, so you guys are going to be there, cameras in hand, I presume, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm sure Bob Billy will be there too. So
yeah,
we'll be there. You'll be there making some videos, talking to some folks. You want to tell them more about what you're hoping to do? The meet and greet, or is it
sure,
interviews, or what are you hoping to do?
Yeah. Well, in this space, we're hoping to have even if that space is there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hopefully, we're expecting 5 to 6 different vloggers from our network to be there throughout the weekend, so we can use this space if we want to have a space to sit down and interview some of the organizers or even attendees. But Saturday at 4 o'clock, I'll be there, and we're gonna have a meet and greet where people can come and shake our hand. We can get their autographs, and maybe they can slap us on the back or whatever, call us names, curse at us for spoiling all their caches. But a place that we can all gather and just talk and get some ideas, maybe do some little interviews. But we're also going to have a giveaway. We'll have a drawing. We'll probably have some tickets to pass out right then at that time, and we're going to give away 2, maybe 3 ammo cans filled with stuff. So while you're there on Saturday, be there to win. So, but yeah, that space will be there for us to, if somebody might just be sitting there with their camera, and maybe they're pulling people in that are walking by just for quick brief interviews, or just to say hi, to get their face on a YouTube video. So
sounds awesome.
Now we're gonna have the draw at 4 o'clock, aren't we, Neil? That's right before the event picture, which is at 5.
Yeah, event. Yeah, we'll do the drawing a little bit so people can still get out for the event picture there.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. Group photos at 6.
Yeah.
Group photos at 6.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So I figure I'm guessing you guys will probably have more details on that once. Where can they find more info on what you guys?
Maybe we're creative people, so we don't usually plan things. We just go by the seat of our pants.
Awesome. Cool. Well, so they know where to find you.
Yeah.
And it'll be on the event schedule at I believe 4 o'clock on Saturday is the main time. But like you said, you'll be available throughout the weekend and be
Yeah.
visible. So
Yeah.
everybody knows what you look like now. So they know where to find you.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that's a good thing.
hey, a couple quick things. Andy says hi. So hi, Andy. Good to see you. He was in the chat there.
Yeah.
Somebody else said, any way to get a copy of the logo? Tom, if you send us an email to our info@mwgb.org, we can get back to you on that. So that'd be a question for the rest of the group as well. So, somebody said, where do you find the pictures? So on the event page, there's on the toolbar, there's a link that's photos and videos, and then there's a couple different links on there for different photos, so you can get that. And
you can download those too, right? If you right click and
I believe
download.
so. Yeah, I believe you can download that. And what was the last question I saw? Any new vendors registered yet? Yeah, there are going to be a couple of new vendors. So I'm going to have I'm going to update the vendor list soon. Most of them are on there, but there's a few new ones that have just rolled in the past couple weeks that I'll have updated on there. So we should have a very, very full Spangler arena full of vending this year. So it should be a good time. There's plenty of cool stuff.
Okay.
So
is the vending, is that Friday and Saturday? Or is
Yeah.
that the Saturday? Okay.
Yep, Friday and Saturday. I believe the hours, I can look at the schedule real quick, but I believe the hours are 2 to 7 both days. Friday 2 to 7 and Saturday 2 to 7. Yeah. So, so in the side of Spangler, there's tables set up with all the vendors, and you can walk down the aisle and kind of see what they're selling and support them that way. So it's a good time. Plenty of stuff to get.
Now, are the lab caches or adventure labs, are those only Saturday, or I was trying to look?
It's gonna be
There's some on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Are they different? Are Fridays different than Saturdays?
I don't know yet. We haven't exactly figured that out yet. So what I'll tell you is we're gonna have a lot of labs, a lot of adventure labs, right? Or a lot of adventures with many finds. Is that the right?
Okay,
I don't know.
yep.
They changed the terminology on me, right?
Yeah, each part of the adventure lab is a lab cache find.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that sounds good when you say it like that. So we're gonna have more adventures than we have in the past. So there's gonna be plenty to find out there, and they're gonna be set up in different ways, right? So I already mentioned earlier we're gonna have some gadgety type ones. And then we're going to have some other ones that are just as simple as visiting a location and getting a word, right? So there's going to be some that are available for a longer period of time because they don't require volunteers, but some are only going to be available between that 10 to 5 time frame because we have volunteers that have to staff them and make the activity happen to make that work. So,
okay.
There'll be more details on that. I don't have everything finalized yet, but it'll be very, very well publicized exactly what's going on when we actually get to the event. I would encourage everybody to come to the information center when you get there. You're gonna have to go there anyway because that's where your name tags are going to be. So make sure you visit the information center. There's going to be information on the adventure labs and how to log them. Friendly reminder to everybody: you have to have the Adventure Lab app now. You can't log them using the website anymore. So I would recommend downloading that ahead of time and familiarizing yourself with it. but there'll be directions, kind of some guidelines on how it all works and things like that at the information center. So
Here's a question about the lab caches. Tom wants to know if any of them are augmented reality.
the ones that I'm working on are not, but I'm not entirely certain what. So Renruts is our they're the ones heading up our lab cache, the interactive lab caches. I don't know exactly what they have in store. For those of you that were there last year, they know they did some pretty cool stuff. So I don't know what they have up their sleeve. There's a possibility, but I cannot confirm nor deny. Unfortunately, I don't have all that info. So.
Sure. Jason,
Of course,
Mike.
I was going to say, don't forget to not stay out too late on Saturday night at Area 51, because back at Area 51 on Sunday morning at 7 o'clock, there's a pancake breakfast event hosted by the Allegheny Rangers.
Yeah.
Free pancakes while supplies last. It's always a good time to get some breakfast before you tear down your camp and head home.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that to myself. Last year I got about 2 hours of sleep between Saturday night and Sunday morning because I had to get up. I had to get up and make pancakes. So that was my idea, and I did it to myself, so I can't really complain. But yeah, so that was super popular last year, surprisingly. As early as that is, for whatever reason, people just love getting up early in the summer at Bash and getting on the road. So for a lot of years, the Allegheny Rangers are the ones that are currently hosting Allegheny State Park Geobash in New York. And every Sunday morning after their event, they've done a pancake breakfast for a lot of years. And it's always a good time. So, they're a great group, and they come out to support our event as well. And so they're going to be there helping us, serving some pancakes just like they were last year. In addition to them, there's another handful of volunteers that are always out there with us too. So just kind of a last chance to say hi to everybody, or I should say bye to everybody before you hit the road and pack up. And then for everybody that is there, we do our fairgrounds teardown Sunday. So if anybody's around and would like to help tear down, you can always use some volunteers. And the people that already have volunteered, it's a way to get them fed before they have to put in some work and starve to death.
So we got a question in the live chat. Cyber Husky asked if you're still accepting donations for the silent auction on Saturday.
Yes. We're always accepting donations for the silent auction. So the only rule, I guess, is generally we like things that are more geocaching related, obviously, because they appeal to most of our audience and stuff. But we take most things. What I would suggest doing, here's what I'll tell you. Send an email to, I believe it's auction@mwgb.org. And our auction staff will if you want to let them know what you're bringing, they can kind of talk you through it. But, in the past, we have had people that have dropped off kind of garage sale-y kind of things. And unfortunately, really can't really sell some of that stuff. It doesn't really sell for anything. So we end up
taking it to Goodwill.
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, we definitely accept donations. It's one of our biggest fundraisers. It's one of the best ways to support Bash and make sure it keeps going. And I can tell you that the money that we raise from the silent auction every year goes to some really cool stuff. It's how we've been able to do some of the cool swag items and some of the games. Speaking of games, I don't know all the details yet, but I'm currently working on a game that's going to be a first time appearance at Midwest Geobash. So it'll be available throughout the weekend, and more details to come on that. But there's going to be something new at Bash this year, so it'll be pretty cool.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
So I just got a text from Bob Billy. He wants to let people know that he'll take bacon donations at his campsite. So,
Hey,
Bacon grease.
yeah, cup of grease, whatever.
Cyber Husky, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for, by the way. So I don't want anything I said to discourage you, but that's absolutely the kind of stuff that makes for good donations. So that's very cool. So also, hi Johnny Cash. I saw his path tag design recently. It's pretty cool. So now I know who he is now. So.
Yeah. So Mike, you got any questions about what's happening on Saturday?
Yeah, just a couple. So for the lab caches, need to download this app ahead of time. Everybody that's participating, I have the app, and it's updated itself several times in the last few months, and I still haven't really done much with it. Is there any way that we can get a sneak peek at these lab caches by going into the app now? And is there any way to get any information through there at all right now?
No, they won't be made live until Wednesday of Bash Week at the earliest.
Okay.
We haven't exactly figured out what the full schedule looks like yet, but once they. So yeah, this is about the best sneak peek I can give you because I have it in testing mode right now. But this is what it'll look like on your app.
Okay.
So once you get that open, you can see it says no locations. So we haven't finalized it yet, but so yeah, once you get in there, you can click on it like that. Once it's live, you'll see it, and that'll be how you play it. All the directions and everything you need will be in there. So
is there
Mike,
any kind of tot that we need to bring for these lab caches? Any kind of preparatory items that we may need for these?
just your brain, probably.
Oh God!
Sorry, Mike.
On the thing. I did see a post on our Facebook page. Somebody suggested a UV flashlight. Wink, wink. Maybe something. Is that what they said? They said UV flashlight. Wink, wink. To my knowledge, that wasn't in regards to the Adventure Labs. I think that might have something to do with a cache that was placed around the area, possibly. But again, realistically, I have no idea what our lab cache team is putting together. I know they're working on some really awesome stuff. Who knows? You might need a dump truck. I don't know. You might need to bring an actual suit of armor. Who the heck knows? So,
yeah, interesting.
Hey,
Mike, if you open that app, Mike, and you can actually scroll through some of the Adventure Labs that are already out there.
Yeah.
And when I scroll through, I got ones that are thousands of miles away. Obviously, can't do them until you're within a few hundred feet, but you'll be able to see, just like he was showing you there, what the Adventure Lab looks like for anybody who has never done it before.
Cool.
Having built one of my own here in this area.
Which one's yours?
Mine is the Muskegon Tour of Muskegon, or Muskegon Tour. It's
Muskegon History Tour.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. That's mine.
Very cool.
When you actually go through it and you get, there's 5 stages in mine because mine's a personal account, so I only get 5 stages. Yeah. When you open that a location, you only have maybe 500 words you can put in there. So you're going to have a very short description, and then you're going to click on answer, and it's just going to come up with just a question. So they're not real involved. Mine is our history areas, but you really can't get a whole lot of meat in there. You're like, hey, there's a boat here. It was used for this, and this is what. Now answer my question. It's not like you're going to have a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah, it's not like an Earth cache write-up.
Right. Yeah. Thank goodness. But like with Joshua Johnson's the geocaching blogger, with his Prince tribute one, like he takes you to videos and things like that. You can do a lot of things with it to have people do different things, but as far as the involvement in answering that question, there's not a whole lot that you can put in that first page.
Yeah.
You're very limited. You get a picture and 2 paragraphs.
Yeah.
Tops. So.
Yeah, the most involved thing is going to be, like, for example, on those gadgets, trying to figure out how the heck do I get the code word, right? So that might be the most involved thing there is for you. So it shouldn't be too terrible. It's meant to be more fun than it is draining on your brain.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you said, it's not an earth cache.
Yeah. Hey,
that reminds me of something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, no, I was going to say, Tim asked how many lab caches we're expecting. I don't have the final number yet, but more than we had last year. Last year we had 20, so more than that. I don't know the exact number yet.
Do you each get 10?
What's that?
Do you each get 10 locations or 10 caches per adventure?
Each adventure can have up to 10.
Correct. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know exactly how many are being used yet. That's all.
Okay.
I know. So,
all right.
There's gonna be.
We'll find out when we get there.
There's gonna be. Yeah, I was gonna say when you get there, there's gonna be info in the information center, and you'll be like, "Holy cow, what is all this?" So
Right.
it'll be plenty of smileys. You'll enjoy it.
Nice.
Sweet.
So as far as people coming to the event, whether they're there for the weekend or day tripping, when they get to the fairgrounds, for people, because I know there's a lot of people, they come to the event, they're there for 10 minutes, they sign the logbook, they log the event, and then they're caching. What can they expect in that immediate area of the fairgrounds for getting smileys? I mean, I know it, but tell us what they can expect to find on the fairgrounds.
So on the fairgrounds, there's Tom TTFN Cash and probably know better. I know there's probably about 20 smileys on the event site itself, at least, right? Multiple different cache types, from multis to multi caches, where I goes, traditionals, mystery caches. Obviously, we have the event cache types for some of the other events that are happening there, and then outside of the fairgrounds, like in the nearby area, there's, like we said before, there's hundreds of caches within 10 miles of the area. So and those are constantly being refreshed too. So one of the biggest concerns that people had before is that the event doesn't move anymore, and it'd be very difficult for us to move the event to a different location. But people saying, "Oh, I've already done everything there." So we reached out to some of the locals and asked if they had anything they could help us with in that regard, and they really came through. So,
Good.
like I said, there's a lot of new stuff to do. Even if you have been there before, there's a lot of new caches and stuff to do. So,
all right. Well, we're getting to the end of our time here, so we got about another 10 minutes. I want to make sure that people get a chance to head over to the Geocacher podcast at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. There's a plug for Scott and Jesse. So we're going to do some closing thoughts here. We're going to start with Mike. Just tell us what your expectations are and how you feel about going to the event for the first time.
this will be good.
Yes, this event will be good. We've been looking forward to it since last September, Jason.
Yep.
We actually started really seriously thinking about doing it, and we're all prepared. Halemeister has helped us to check our lists and make sure that we have everything we need. We've got everything we need and more. just to be extra sure. My daughter has been so excited. She's actually a junior in high school, and she's working 2 jobs. One of the main reasons is so that she can save money for the Geobash, because she's really looking forward to all the stuff she can buy. A typical girl, but you know.
Turns it into a shopping trip.
Yeah, exactly.
My wife thinks I do the same thing. I go to a geocaching event and buy everything. So,
well, yeah, that is one of the many things to look forward to. We are more hiders than we are finders here in the last few months, mostly out of necessity. But we found a new joy in geocaching by learning how to be creative with hides. And so now I think all 3 of us are really looking forward to all the cool stuff we can buy to make new ones that nobody's seen before in this area. So yeah, we're all excited about that. We've got high expectations because we've heard every single bash that Halemeister has been to in the last couple of years we hear about, and we're so eager to hear about it because we're like, oh, we're going to get to one soon. Couldn't make it to Texas this year, but this year is man, I'm probably going to be absolutely exhausted by the end of the first day, because my heart will have been pounding so hard from all the new caches, the new friends, the new sights and sounds, just being I've never been to Ohio itself before, so
You're not missing much.
Well,
hey now.
I'll be the judge of that, sir. And so we're just so excited. It just can't come quick enough right now. All of a sudden, time is slowing down for some reason because a washed pot never boils. That's kind of how we feel right now.
All right.
So
well, good. It'll be fun to have you there, and we'll make sure that you get to experience as much as you can in that. To me, really, the 3 days that you're there doing stuff really almost isn't enough time.
Yeah.
To take it all.
Do you know when you're coming in?
Yes, Thursday morning.
Oh, good, very good. That's so. People always ask me like, "Oh, am I missing out if I only day trip?" And I always say, absolutely. Like,
we actually are thinking about leaving Wednesday evening because we want to. I mean, I haven't driven out of state in years, except for Iowa. Well, and Wisconsin, but I kind of want to err on the side of caution and even come Wednesday night. I can't camp, I know, but I just don't want to be late,
Well, there is camping. There's always camping at like Harrison Lake State Park.
What's it called?
Harrison Lake State Park. It's where we had the first Midwest Geobash. It's about 15 miles away, 16 miles away maybe, towards where you're coming from. So you get up in the morning and drive another 15 miles into town. So the reason I asked though is Neil had mentioned 3 days isn't enough time to do everything. So I actually get there most times on Tuesday to start setting stuff up. And I feel like that's not enough time for me to actually do everything I want to do. Right. So it's Tuesday and then all of a sudden it's Saturday and I'm like, man, we're doing a closing ceremony in 20 minutes. What the heck happened? So, it happens every year. So hopefully you get to enjoy it in the time you have there. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And I'm not biased, I swear.
All right, Jason, give us some closing thoughts on maybe past experience or what you're looking forward to.
Well, this has been my 3rd bash. My first bash was in 2014. That took a 4 or 5 year hiatus for whatever reason. Went last year and joining Neil's group there. What do they call themselves? The 616 group?
616, yeah.
Yeah, see, I remember. Joining everybody there, they were very welcoming, and of course, I was with Neil and we made some videos, and it was a lot of fun, of course, as I remembered it from the previous years. Very laid back, and it's just fun to just hang around one area instead of going all over the place like you do with maybe a Geo Woodstock or whatever. That's typically what I do. But I'm expecting another good time, of course. I'm hoping for good weather, as we all are.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to bringing my buddy Mike, Soul Walk 74, and his kids, and seeing their reactions and watching them have fun as well too. Because this is their first mega, and I'm just hoping to show them a good time and have them meet some new people from out of state, wherever they come from, and have them meet some new friends and make some more videos with my vlogger friends as well too. I got Cash the Line, Cash Canada, and there'll be of course Neil and Bob Billy will be there, and myself, and who else?
Geo Trails.
The Geo Trail.
Yeah, and it looks like
Yep, Lima.
yeah,
Ohio.
and it looks like Travis from T5. I can never remember his channel name. Cashing with
Okay.
T5M or something like that. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna be there.
Yep.
And
Okay, he's
we're trying to get DPAC 5 there.
Somebody
She lives in Indianapolis or Indiana, up by Fort Wayne. Trying to talk her and bringing her family. So yeah.
All right. Well, the last thing I'd like to say, anybody watching this on live or on the replay, if you're coming to Midwest Geobash, find the vloggers. We all have personalized or branded swag, buttons, stickers, hat tags. Some of us have hat tags, and we all have cameras, and we all are looking for content. And people like to be in a video. Of course you do. Find us, shake your hand, say hi, and all that good stuff. We like people, and people like stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So my closing thought and would be, if I know a lot of people day trip it, and Travis just joined us and he said he's going to probably day trip it. But if you never went for the full 4 days, and really it's 3.5 days or whatever, but anyway, if you go, to really experience the full effect of Geobash, you need to go be there Thursday through Friday, Saturday, to experience every part of it and the people. There's no better way to get to know a bunch of other geocachers, and ones that you see people and you think, I don't know that person, and then you see what their caching name is. You're like, I've seen your name on logs in my area, and then you start talking about different caches that you've been to in different areas, and you just make so many new good friends. And again, if you're a people watcher, this is a place to watch people, because there's a variety of people. Let's just say that. All good people, but there's a variety. And as far as camping, I have to say that the grounds people there keep the showers and the bathrooms nice and clean. I've been camping at places, at an actual campground, where the facilities are gross and you don't even want to use them. But at the fairgrounds, it's like I have no qualms about using the facilities. I actually take showers there. Yeah, it's you got some good shade and whatever. But it's a great time, and I look forward to it. Like I said, it's kind of like summer camp for me. So
one thing I would like to say before. Sorry, Neil.
No, go ahead.
One thing I would like to say before we out here, a little bit of advice, since we were talking about the showers. Last year, I saw Bob Billy peeking his head underneath the shower doors like this, trying to discover a trackable tattoo. Don't do that, okay? Just wait till afterward.
Oh, dear God.
So.
I talked to him about that, and he just, he says, whatever it takes to get that trackable.
Poor Bob Billy.
Yeah. Right.
Someday.
So Ian, we want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Anytime. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good information, and maybe we can do this again in a couple months. We'll do a recap, and we can all talk about how things went during the weekend. And thank you, everybody in the chat room. Jeff and I don't remember the other fella that won the prize.
Tim.
Jeff
and Tim.
Jeff and Tim, you guys find Ian at Midwest Geobash, and he'll give you your prize packets.
Yeah, I'll get them taken care of.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mike, Jason, Ian, for joining us, and we'll see you all at Geobash.
Yeah.
Bye.